Shwmai bawb, Adam dwi, a chroeso nôl i'r ardd. Croeso i wers Dysgu Cymraeg yn yr ardd rhif 2. Heddiw, dyn ni'n mynd i ddysgu sut i hau hadau. Hello, I'm Adam and welcome back to the garden. And welcome to our second lesson in learning Welsh. And today, we're going to learn all the terminology we'll need to sow seeds in the garden. Felly dewch gyda fi i'r twnnel tyfu. Join me in the polytunnel. Croeso nôl i'r twnnel tyfu. Welcome back to the polytunnel. Now you remember in our previous lesson we learnt dwi'n tyfu, I grow. Well, twnnel tyfu is the Welsh name for polytunnel, which basically means the grow tunnel, twnnel tyfu. Today, we're going to learn how to say I sow. March is a fantastic time of year to get those seedlings in, so how better than to learn Welsh by sowing some of our seeds, okay? So the verb for I sow is dwi'n hau. Hau. Hau is the Welsh verb for sow. Think as if you're greeting someone in English. Hi, how are you? Dwi'n hau. Dwi'n hau. I sow. The Welsh word for seeds is hadau. Hadau. And today we're going to sow hadau miri mari. Hadau miri mari. You'll have noticed from the text on the screen that hau is spelled H-A-U. And in many languages, the U sound is formed like a U or a U or a U sound. But in Welsh, it's pronounced as an E sound. So, dwi'n hau. So remember that when you're reading Welsh, any U that you see, it's a vowel that's pronounced like the English I, E sound. So dwi'n hau hadau. I'm sowing seeds. And like I said, we're going to sow some nasturtium seeds. And the Welsh word for nasturtium is miri mari, or mari is fun, mari. And as you can imagine, nasturtiums create a lot of interest and fun in the garden when they romp on and spread around the beds. So in Welsh, we call them miri mari. Miri mari. Now think of the R sound there. In Welsh, we roll our R's. Rrr. So it's not, we're not starting a motorbike today, we're starting the chainsaw. Rrr. Miri mari, miri mari. So practice saying the sound r. Miri mari, miri mari. Heddi, dyn ni'n mynd i hau hadau miri mari. Today, we're going to sow nasturtium seeds. Hadau miri mari. Ydych chi'n barod i hau hadau? Ydych chi'n barod i hau hadau? Are you ready to sow seeds? Hau hadau. Yn gyntaf, mae angen tray modiwl. Tray modiwl. So, the Welsh for module tray is tray modiwl. And in this tray module, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 module. 10 modules. We have 10 modules in this tray. So we're going to hau 10 hedyn miri mari. We're going to sow 10 nasturtium seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So practice counting to 10 in Welsh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So firstly, let's put some compost in a tray module. So spread the compost evenly in the tray, like this. I've moistened the compost beforehand because I always do that when I'm sowing seeds. Hau hadau. Hau hadau. Gently does it like that, and then just give it a tap, allow gravity to get rid of all the air pockets. Pocedi air, air pockets in a tray module. Pocedi air in a tray module. So now we need to, with our finger, pencil, or whatever you have to hand, create 10 twll. 10 holes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I hope that you did practice your cat noises there with the chwech, the sound. Chwech, which is Welsh for 6. So the next step is to get our seeds, and I've got my 10 hedyn miri-mari, my 10 nasturtium seeds, and plant them in the holes. A top tip pwysig, is not to create too deep a hole, because often we sow our seeds far too deep within the module tray. That creates problems in terms of egino, germination, egino. The Welsh verb to germinate is egino. Egin is a seedling or a growth or a shoot. Egino is to germinate, okay? So with our seedlings, you need to place them in a tray module. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 hedyn miri-mari yn y tray module. 10 hedyn miri-mari yn y tray module. So now we need to place some compost finally on the top, not too much, just a dusting to cover them. Gorchuddio'r hadau, cover the seeds and tap it down like that. A dyna ni. Rydym wedi hau hadau miri-mari. We've sown nasturtium seeds. Rydym wedi hau hadau miri-mari. Hadau miri-mari. Mewn tray module gyda 10 module. Gyda 10 module. With 10 modules. Tray module gyda 10 module. So do you remember when we said, dwi'n hoffi garddio? Dwi'n hau hadau. Dwi'n tyfu planhigion. So we're forming sentences with verbs saying what we're doing in the garden. So today, we're sowing seeds. Dwi'n hau hadau miri-mari mewn tray module. Mewn tray module. The Welsh word for in is mewn. Mewn. We also have the word yn. Mewn is inside something, yn is in something. So you might come across that sometimes as well. So dwi'n hau hadau mewn tray module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I've gone like a train when I'm counting there, but it's important when you practice to count that you try and get into a rhythm because it helps you remember as well, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dwi'n hau hadau miri-mari mewn tray module. Rydym newydd hau hadau miri-mari. Rydym newydd hau hadau miri-mari. Nesaf, gadewch I ni edrych ar yr eginblanhigion. So we've just sown our nasturtium seeds. Rydym newydd hau ein hadau miri-mari. Let's look at some of these seedlings that I've taken from the hotbed. These are Austrian tree cabbages. Now in Welsh, seedling is eginblanhigion. Eginblanhigion. So you remember in our last lesson we learned planhigion. Dwi'n tyfu planhigion. I grow plants. Well, egin is the Welsh word for shoot. So eginblanhigion is a compound word for seedlings. So shooting plants. That's the Welsh word for seedlings. Shooting plants. Eginblanhigion. Felly, gyda fi fan hyn, mae eginblanhigion bresych Austria. With me here, I've got some Austrian tree cabbage seedlings. But obviously, when we've sown our seeds, we need to learn how to look after them and how to care for them. And one of the most important things, un o'r pethau pwysicaf un, yw dyfrio, is to water them, keep them moist. Cadw'r compost yn llaith. Cadw'r compost yn llaith. Keep the compost moist. So how do we say, I water my seedlings? So seedlings is eginblanhigion. I water is dwi'n dyfrio. Remember I said we add the yo to an end of a verb to form a verb in Welsh. Dyfrio is the Welsh word for to water. Dwi'n dyfrio. Dwi'n dyfrio. So dwi'n dyfrio planhigion. I water plants. Dwi'n dyfrio eginblanhigion. Eginblanhigion. We could also say, dwi'n dyfrio hadau. Dwi'n dyfrio hadau. So, dwi'n hau hadau. Dwi'n dyfrio hadau. Dwi'n dyfrio eginblanhigion. Dwi'n dyfrio eginblanhigion. So with a watering can, which includes dŵr. Dŵr is the Welsh word for water. Dŵr. So watering can in Welsh is can dŵr. Can dŵr. Okay, so watering can dŵr. Dwi'n dyfrio gyda chan dŵr. I water with a watering can. Now, you'll have noticed that can went changed from can to chan. And we had a question in the last video from Steph asking why C sometimes becomes G. Well, in Welsh, grammatically, we have what we call mutations. Welsh has been mutating for centuries. We mutate words depending on what comes before them. But don't worry too much about that yet. It's important at the moment just to learn the vocabulary and accept that sometimes the first letter of the word will change. But we will explain mutations further on when we've learned more. But simply put, we mutate in Welsh so that the language flows and is more slender on the ear when you're speaking, okay? So, for example, dwi'n dyfrio gyda can dŵr. Yes, it sounds, it sounds okay, but if you say dwi'n dyfrio gyda chan dŵr, it flows better, and that's why we have mutations in Welsh. And it's something that's related to all Celtic languages. Irish, Gaelic, Manx, Cornish, Breton, they all have mutations as well. But please don't worry about that now. We will explain it in depth in future videos. Felly, dwi'n dyfrio gyda chan dŵr eginblanhigion. So I water with a watering can my seedlings, okay? Dwi'n dyfrio eginblanhigion. Dwi'n dyfrio eginblanhigion gyda chan dŵr. So you can change the form of the sentence in Welsh. You can say, I water with a watering can seedlings, or you can say, I water seedlings with a watering can. It's completely correct to say it both ways. So you could say, dwi'n dyfrio gyda chan dŵr eginblanhigion. Dwi'n dyfrio gyda chan dŵr eginblanhigion, to emphasize that you're watering the seedlings, or you could say, dwi'n dyfrio eginblanhigion gyda chan dŵr. Dwi'n dyfrio eginblanhigion gyda chan dŵr. So I think I've spoken enough about watering them. Maybe I should get on and do it. Maybe I should dyfrio'r eginblanhigion. Wel, yn anffodus, mae'n amser yn yr ardd wedi dod I ben. Mae'n amser yn yr ardd wedi dod I ben. Unfortunately, our time in the garden for today has come to an end. But we have learned how to Hau Hadau, dyfrio eginblanhigion, gyda chan dŵr. So we've learned how to sow seeds, water seedlings with a watering can. I hope this lesson today has given you some inspiration to continue learning Welsh, and please don't hesitate to ask any questions under the video. And if you get a chance as well, hit up the subscribe button and the thumbs up. I would be very grateful. Yn ein gwers ni yr wythnos nesaf, byddwn ni'n dysgu holl enwau llysiau'r ardd. Holl enwau llysiau'r ardd. So in our lesson next week, we will be learning some of the terminology for all the vegetables that we grow yn yr ardd. Tan y tro nesa, hwyl am y tro.